What's up, Oleap? It is your girl Hannah back at the Oleap podcast. Now, let me go ahead and preface this by saying you're probably like, what in the world? Long time no see. Actually, it's more like long time no hear. I know, but we are back and we are back at it. I am so excited to be starting a new series with you, back to school for the month of August. And I just want you to know that there's been a lot of changes at Oleap, but a lot of fun and exciting things are happening, and I am so excited to be a part of them. So I just want you to know that the best is yet to happen for Oleap, and you're going to be hearing from us consistently every week, having more of a presence on social media, and just more of a renewed vision and excitement for Oleap. So once again, I am Hannah Stevens. I am the main voice of the Oleap podcast, but not the only one. So next week, you'll be joined by Ernie Yarbrough and Chase Harrison. And then the following week, it'll be me and Amber. And then the following week, me and Ernie. And it's just going to be a fun-filled month. So once again, welcome to the new and improved Oleap podcast. And to kind of recap, where we've been and what we're doing, a lot of exciting things are happening. The app is having a lot of updates that we've been working hard for. We have a lot of exciting things happening. We're going to be more present on social media. And we've had a lot going on behind the scenes. We actually had a good team meeting in person earlier this week, kind of brainstorm some new ideas for Oleap Plus and Oleap and how we can be a better company for y'all. And so anyway, I'm just super excited to see the direction in which we're headed. And one of the things I've been passionate about is getting back to consistently doing a podcast, because I think it's a great way for us to connect with people all over the world. I actually used to have a sports podcast. I actually used to work for ESPN Radio, and I enjoy listening to podcasts, whether I'm traveling or driving or doing laundry or riding my bike or running. It's a cool way to get different information. We know a lot of things, but just to hear a different perspective, I think is very important. So once again, this month we are focusing on back to school, and I personally don't have any kids, but I was a student, and I currently am a student because I am currently getting certified in nutrition, becoming a nutrition coach and a personal trainer. So I actually think this topic is very applicable because I have been doing a lot of the things that I would be providing my child if I had one. So wanted to share a couple of things that I've been doing and using that I think every parent should have for their child. So one of the things is brain power. Because when you're in school and you're learning, whether you're in elementary school or whether you're in college or whether you're like me and getting a different degree outside of college, it's very important to retain what you're learning, right? So I want to learn to know, not just learn to remember. What I mean by that is I actually want to remember what I want to know this stuff 10 years down the road. And I feel like I'm convicted of this because in college I learned things just to remember it for that class, right? And then when I graduated, I don't remember that. I just basically learned all I needed to know to pass the class and moved on. And now I am in a situation where I need to learn this for a long-term benefit. So brain power has been very important for me to use consistently as I'm reading new information and just learning new things. I think brain power is an incredible that kids, adults, everyone needs, whether you're a student in elementary or in college or etc. Some other things I've been using, Nitro. Nitro is an incredible supplement that Young Living has. I love it. I not only use it for memory purposes, I actually use it for CrossFit. It's like a pre-workout. But one of the reasons I love it is because it doesn't give me a crash, right? So it's really an all-natural way to help cognitive alertness and performance. So whether it's in CrossFit or whether it's me trying to stay awake at night, or whether I need a mid-afternoon pick-me-up, I love it because it has B vitamins, green tea extract, and Korean ginseng, but it doesn't have the toxic chemicals or the sugars and all of that that's going to make me crash and burn an hour or two later and make me feel worse. So that's something I take every day, along with Mink Shred and Zing. I kind of call it like a Zing bomb. And those three things are so important, but especially Nitro. It's super easy to carry in your backpack, and I think kids should take it if they're over a certain age. Like I wouldn't give it to a 5-year-old necessarily. But for, especially high school students that have afternoon practice or, are going to be staying up late to study, I think it is a great supplement for kids to take. Another thing that I love is Kid Power or Valor or both, because I have, even now, but especially as a child, struggled with test anxiety. And so, I would remember everything until I got the test and then be like, oh my word, like I would just have a moment of anxiety. And so having those oils as I'm taking tests now have really helped me. And I wish these are things that I had even in college, because I graduated college in 2014. So almost 10 years ago, I graduated from the University of Alabama. And if I'd have had these tools then than I do now, I feel like I would have been a much better student in a better way. So far we've talked about Brain Power and Nitro, and I talked a little bit about Ningxia Red and Zing that I combined with my Nitro, and then Kid Power / Valor. But there's something else I think is super important, and that's IndyPro. Because think about it, especially if you're sending your kids to public school, they're going to be around a lot of different people and germs. And one thing I learned in college is lack of sleep weakens your immune system. And so when you have a child or even a college student who is staying up late and getting up early and having to go to class and they're around a lot of other people, they need to be supporting their immune system as best as possible. So IndyPro is one of my favorite products. And for me personally, I used to struggle with insomnia. And so me getting on a regular system with, getting my internal clock with night and day, but also having some help supporting my body create melatonin was huge. So I take IndyPro at least once or twice a week, especially if I start feeling icky, like if I feel like my body isn't 100%, I take IndyPro. But I think it's important for kids who take as an immune supplement. A lot of parents give their kids half. When they're older, they can have a whole one. But I love taking it once or twice a week just to get me on a consistent schedule with my melatonin, but also to support my immune system. And then all the roll-ons. Whether it's these for immune or Breathe Again for breathing, Peace and Calming obviously for nerves. There are just so many things that Young Living has to offer. And I think it's such an important topic because I feel as though Young Living has provided parents and even individuals like myself with products that we can use to better support our bodies, whether it's cognitively or physically or emotionally. Those are all big things, right? So physically you think, all right, I need to stay alert, I need to stay focused, I need to stay well. So whether it's performing as an athlete in school, or whether it's simply staying alert and physically well in class, cognitively you want to perform well. You want your brain to be the best it can be and be in the best shape you can be. I think that's something we neglect, right? So we think, I want to be in good shape. We think our bodies and all the things, but what about our brains, right? Like our brain is important. And when we are not cognitively well, everything else is going to suffer. And so I feel like we need to take brain health and supporting our brain very seriously. So that's one reason why Brain Power has been an oil that I have consistently been using. And I have noticed a difference, whether it's my ability to retain information or being more cognitively alert. That has been huge. And that paired with Nitro has been an absolute game changer for me. But there are just so many things that Young Living has to offer. They even have the Kid Sense line with all the oils. So whether it's Tummy Jize or Kid Power or Owie or Snifflies, honestly, if you could just get all of the Kid Sense oils, your kid would be set. I think it's so important that parents are well equipped. So those are just a few of the things that I have been using and I am passionate about. One of my biggest things is going to be with the Oil Podcast is talking about health and wellness, because I have seen my life changed over the last 10 years since I graduated college. I'm a completely different person every way, especially physically. I've lost almost 50 pounds since I graduated college, and that has been a process over time, but it's learning how to best support my body, and it's a lifestyle. And so I just want to encourage you, as we're talking about this over the next month, that it's okay to take your time. It's okay if you don't have it all figured out and your kids aren't all eating organic chips and that, you're still giving them, fruit roll-ups or whatever. Just give yourself grace because you're doing the best you can. And it's all about making small changes over time. So whether it's substituting giving your kid an energy drink for a nitro, or whether it's saying, hey, instead of potato chips today, I'm going to give you those snap peas, like those, I love them. You can get them on the airplane too, but, or whether it's saying, hey, instead of these kind of chips, let's go organic chips, or instead of getting white bread, let's do wheat bread. Just make small changes over time, even within your Oli life, right? So if you only have peace and calming, let your child use it, right? You don't have to go big or go home in the beginning, but just make one small change each and every day. Whether that's making your child go to bed 30 minutes earlier, whether it's making them stop watching TV an hour before bedtime, whether it's, making sure they have a healthy breakfast in the morning, whether it's them being supportive cognitively and physically with this emotionally too, with essential oils. There are so many things that you can do to help your child this year. And so as we kind of dive deeper into this topic this month, I just want to once again encourage you to just make conscious decisions one day, one drop, one oil at a time, because that's all it takes for you to not only be the best version you can be, but to help your children, your spouse, your friend, whoever is in school or learning. We're all learning each and every day, but we can make small decisions that can forever impact our lives and others' lives. So anyway, once again, I am Hannah Stevens here with the Oli App Podcast. I am so grateful for you. Once again, feel free to follow us on social media. You can follow us on Instagram. You can just search Oli App, or you can find us on Facebook and follow us there. Once again, Oli App. And yeah, we're just thankful for you and super excited to be back consistently here on the Oli App Podcast. For the Oli App team, I'm Hannah. Talk later. Bye, y'all.